John. It's Monday the 30th of March 2015, and just a catch up with where we are with 1 bar 61 Cook Street. Just preparing to go up to the police station this morning to take our latest information, just to let Tony Geldenhuys know our movements and progress with going into the office today and change the locks and reoccupy the land and the premises. It's a couple of times we went through and filmed the survey. That's how it was done in the old days, survey, and the surveyor can charge for any outstanding bills, the surveyor himself. So I've got some things to put on to Facebook. That's under the Native Land Act 1867, 7.6, Section 17 of the Act. The court is required to register the names of all the owners of particular blocks of land in its records. The court was charged with ascertaining their interests. So that's the reason why our names were left off. This is the native court at the time. John Rogan, Judge John Rogan, did the Kaipara land court hearings with that's the time of Mohi Te Mati Manukau. He gave me all these records. I've got them all here. That's why I'm talking like that in this old title. I'm going on this one. Okay, I'm going on these old deeds of title. I'm just picking up the deed 339 to Gisborne, and from the Auckland area to base my claim over the land. Okay, so that's the original owners there, people, that I'm talking about. Not the Lynn's title, this British one, okay? The British big A3 page one. That's the certificate of title, okay? Registered book. John Clark, the county court. Okay, so that's all these titles in Auckland came from Kaipara, through the Manukau heads and down through the New Auckland area into the provincial area. So some parts of Auckland were sold differently, but these are the provincial titles that I'm talking about in all this vicinity area. At the end of the day, they all got confiscated by the British government, okay, and so forth. So I'm going to read these out. This is what I'm taking to the police this morning, and then into the property. I can go on there any time I want to, but I prefer to have the police know what's happening, just in case somebody complains and rings up the police with a complaint. The time now is 7:03 a.m. It's still dark, and it's a little bit better to do the film now when it's dark, otherwise it doesn't come out too good. Okay, so here goes. New information. This is to Tony Geldenhuys at the Auckland Central Police Station, Auckland. Before I enter the premises of 1 bar 61 Cook Street to take over the office and the building with the keys and change the signs and the phone numbers, and then ring the bank broker to come up. Okay, I'm calling in the bank before I go to the police station this morning, and tell them what we're doing. And so in that case, the bank will recognize this title, okay, this title, back to the square one. Okay, we're going back to square one, back to the first British title. I'm just going to put something together for them, and the pound note. Okay, we just get to the block. I'm telling you these things because that's the way it is when you're dealing with the King's business and the King's royal revenue. King's Bench Court. Okay, that's what I'm doing as the judge of the King's Bench Court. Okay, we have our marshal to do the work, and our executive to move straight in to seize the block and the business. All the tenants there will go. This is directed to you, all the tenants. You are now the property of the corporate company Ngā Atua e Wā Aotea Limited and Maui Crown, private company that one, the other one's a corporate company, and also Maui Crown King William IV Trust. Okay, so those are the main. There are other private companies that we have, 250 countries, starting with the Maui Powerhouse Group. That's another one in London, and Maui Powerhouse 1 Scotland, 2 England, 3 New Zealand, 4 China, 5 Russia, and so on, till you get to Zimbabwe. Maui Powerhouse Zimbabwe 250. Okay, so that's where we're going with this flag of King William, and so that'll put things back into perspective with the Admiralty from Devonport in England, where everybody got here from, and everybody got to Australia and around the world on his authority and his sovereignty and his jurisdiction of Admiralty to form mortgages and liens and the Bank of England. Okay, all those things wrapped up, and the Constitution of the 1835 Constitution. This is the 1835 Constitution license, and this is the jurisdiction of Admiralty in the sea, and it is also the bank trading flag of commerce, and it also is the military protectorate to for pirates. It's a pirate flag to keep them away, so that between here and England. Okay, so the Queen took the Queen Victoria Trust, which belongs to us. That's where all the gold's missing, and we're going to salvage it with these titles. We're going to salvage it with these titles, just the same as the Cook Street ones, no different. From the Queen's property is the King's Royal Revenue property. Right, we just seize it back with the King's orders, bench orders. Okay, so that's just to let you know that bit. Okay, new information to hand on Monday, 30th of March 2015 for Tony Geldenhuys. 1. From Thursday, 26th of March 2015, property 1/61 Cook Street was arrested, seized without incident, and videoed the boundary inside the building, surveys visual observation to being amongst the patronage on site and in the restaurant having lunch. Okay. 2. Friday, went back around to film again the whole block, prepare to move in the building on Monday, 30th of March 2015. That's on the 27th of March, Friday. Second visit to get known in the community there. They seem to know who I am, and there was no complaints or incidents. 3. I dropped another information photocopy to Alex. He photocopied the information, the latest information on Friday, 27th, 2015, which he photocopied and mentioned I now changed the locks to the building on Friday, 27th, while I was there, but decided to do this on Monday. 4. I was going to change the locks on Friday, but it was getting a bit late in the afternoon, and there were people having a happy hour with their beer at the bar, and lots of people coming in, so I decided not to. 4. Next, new information. I will occupy the office there if the tenants are not in it. That's if they are the tenants. If there are tenants in the office, I will ask any other Cityworks Depot Limited staff to leave the premises and ask for the keys or change the locks to reoccupy the building under the trespass order as served on James Pierce Brown on the 12th of March 2015. I served it on James Brown. He failed to turn up on the property after I left his office on the 27th on the 26th, on a Thursday, and served him his second defaulted contract invoice to Cityworks Depot Limited Company corporate account. The matter is at an end, so he can't come back into any of the contract again, or inquire into putting lawyers into it. They can't do that now. It's finished. So the police gets this notice, okay, and they're watching the videos as well. Rather curious to make sure they're not going on video anymore. As a result, he has now debts owed to us through the UK invoice company, Anax.com. Anax.com, computer-generated accounting creditors, debtors, levy, invoice. Okay, so that's that company that'll account and, as necessary, recover the property, because we're going around the world with this in 250 countries to do the same thing where the Queen's gone. Okay, we're following the Queen around, we're following the boat around where she went with the price positions. Right, now Atua Ewa Aotea Limited is the creditor. Here in the corporate account, salvage the property, real assets, real property that is, against the Cityworks Depot Limited. Corporate account, assets amounting to the 2 invoices with a third one due, payable on the 1st of April 2015 as debtor levy pound note bank instruments. Okay, that's while the tenants are still in his care until I change them over. Okay, it will cease the moment I sign them all up. Once I sign them all up and it's all off them, James Brown and Simon Roundtree, then that's when the invoice stops on that day. Okay, the sooner it stops, the sooner the bill will stop. The same with the police. It's got invoices as well. They've got the third one coming up soon to Karen, Detective Inspector Karen Malfass, criminal investigator. Okay, it's taken Aaron Pascoe's place, Detective Aaron Pascoe in Auckland District. Okay, I deposit. Oh, sorry. So 2 invoices, debtors levy, pound note, bank instruments. Okay, I'll better start on that again. Account SS. two invoices, right? We get 2 invoices payable on the 1st of April 2015. The debtors levy pound note bank instruments I will deposit into the ANZ today, 30th of March. So so far, the 2 weeks that have gone past till today, midday, I will. The bank broker will come up and I will bank those notes, okay, the pound notes that are levy debtors to James Brown and Simon Roundtree to recover that money. Okay, the pound note, that's the levy instrument, not a promissory note. It is a debtor's instrument that's collateral, direct collateral against the assets of the property, real property, bank accounts, buildings, even birth certificates. Okay, the whole lot, and whatever else that he's got in their possessions. Okay, businesses as well. Okay, accounts on their corporations listed as debtors levy. That's on their corporations. Okay, so anything, I'm just telling the police here in the video that the amount of the account owing to their corporate businesses is due and payable. Okay, to those invoices, and the next one due on the 1st of April. Okay, number 6, NZ Bank already has the titles on the first Doug Rickard Bell fraud land transfer title, and waiting for the defaulted mortgage fraud title from me for this one. I have now drafted the British UK original deed 339 John Rogan Judge of the Native Court title. Original title to give to them in occupation, that means I'm in occupation of the land, to override the Lynn's mortgage fraud title. The bank knows I am the rightful owner. the reoccupation of my chief rent. Chief rent is the landowner and landlord. Okay, that's what chief rent means. Ground rent is the people who are renting the property or leasing the property, and the tenants, the ground rental. Okay, you got ground rent and their freehold titles. Okay, we'll remove the freehold titles, the Maori titles, the every title. Okay, there's 6 stages of Maori title. Then you've got the crown titles. We're in the crown titles bit of Britain. Okay, okay. Every title in the high country in the South Island, all the parks and everything is our business. Okay, everything that's got crown on it. Right, the broker rent then confirms the broker of ANZ will meet me on site to draw down the levy debtors invoice account to our account from Sam Roundtree and James Brown directors accounts invoice account to our account invoice creditors pound note. Okay, to our creditors account in the form of the pound note. Okay, so we're giving the pound note value, okay, against the debtors. Fraud proceeds of crime. Okay, put it that way. He's in the crime because he's an accessory to the fraudster Doug Rickard Bell, who's got his own invoice, okay, as well as the police cover-up. Okay, I'm just making these statements against what I'm lodging here in the police. These are supposed to be not complaints. They are indications of our methods of reoccupying the land in a sequence of events. Everything I've done has gone right over 6 years, 3 months, going on the 4th month now, in events of catching them before the fraud, during the fraud, and after the fraud. Before, during, and after the fact of the event. Okay, they're being caught, yeah, red-handed. Right, credit pound note, land ownership possession completed. Okay, so once we change the lock or seize the keys and put the sign up outside on the front over there sign, we're going to put new owners and we're going to put my King William Trust. We're just going to shorten that down. My King William Trust. Then below that I put my name, John Wanoa, and Maui King William Party, the political party here in New Zealand, to Devonport, and the Devonport in England. I'm going there to be a candidate. The rules states that anybody in the Commonwealth like me here can be a candidate over there. Okay, so I'm going there to Devonport to seize the property, same as I'm doing here with one of these. Okay, and put the flag up by King William's Memorial. Right, that's for that. That's the legacy of the connection between here and Britain. Okay, 7. The new development construction sign. So we can put, yeah, under construction. We're going to start the construction planning and building the 115 stories. And straight down, we're going straight down under the sea. The building's right down to the bottom and sideways. Okay, straight to the sea. And buy some properties or acquire properties along the waterfront there and go straight in. Okay, so the ferry comes straight in, straight underneath. Okay, we've got a ferry sitting in Tahiti. Been sitting there for a while now, a fast ferry, 400 passengers. So we're going to convert that to a hotel to come out from there and straight out. Okay, no mucking around on the wharf in the tide. Okay, right now where are we? Number 7. Right, start again. The new development construction sign of our corporate company will go up on the office with the keys and the phones on, and the new land title instruments for the bank to deposit, ready for the ANZ to accept the new contract tenancy agreements. That's to pay for the overdraft, because we're not got mortgages no more. There's no mortgage in it. So going back to square one with these native titles. Okay? Everything going back to native title. Deposit ready for the NZ Bank to deposit to accept the new contract tenancy agreements. That's straight to Britain. Right? We've got British commercial business lease agreement and tenancy agreements, contracts, solid contracts for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and pre-selling to those tenants. While I'm here on this subject, we're going to pre-sell the rental of all the floors, the 115 floors, and all the restaurants, everything inside, and the penthouses right on top. Those are the original plans of Doug Rickard Bell when he ran out of money to try and raise, got 300 million and lost it. Those investors got screwed out. Okay, so we are selling the space before it goes up. So we're going to give a bit of time. Give at least 6 months, or maybe less. Depends on finding a temporary place to go, and until we start building. We've got a way of building on the block while you're still there, and come back over and you move into the new part as we're building. So we can do that. We can go down and move in down, and then destroy everything there. It's going to get all crunched up on site. Nothing leaves the site. It gets crunched up on the site. Okay, for recycling. The dirt, the steel, everything. So we'll build. This is how I'm doing it. I've been building high-rise before. One of the buildings I built is across from the tower, Sky Tower, the trees I think it's called, and the Merrill Drive University. So those are two buildings I've built with my brother, Sam. So he's in the construction business with Manziel at the time, before it crunched up and went bankrupt. But he's been in concreting for a long time, and steel fixing. So that's my business, steel fixing and concreting, and also planning. Okay, just to let you know, I'm going to design it myself. Everything I design myself, the tidal turbines in the sea, so that keeps everything tight. Okay, that's finance, and cut the cost down of extra overruns. So, okay, so now I'm just telling the tenants, to you people, we're going to be professional about everything I do, because I'm qualified engineer and mechanic, to make sure I know what I'm doing with real estate and also building, and also with mortgages, banking, broking. Hence, I'm doing the titles back to how it should be run for the benefit of the public. So you people there on that block of land, it's a sovereign state now, so you're inside a British sovereign state, inside this state of New Zealand. Okay? That's how, just like the City of London, they've got their separate sovereign state inside. We are allowed to do it on this flag. Okay? The flag goes up on the front of the building, a little flag. It will sit there as an indication to everybody that it is King William, the 4th King of England. Okay? That's the crown, the Maui crown, title, and to be better off. You'll be better off to join as members, because whatever we recover belongs to you and the people who join us. That's how we're doing it right around the world. Okay? So whatever I salvage goes back to the people, not to my pocket. Okay? Right, here we go. There are no complications so far. Tony Geldenhuys, that's to you. And my number is 027-281-3963. To call me if anyone complains, or I will call you. I've got your number to leave a message there, because I think everybody knows me in the police station now, my friends. So we are cooperating in the best possible way for the public. Good. Okay? I'm just keeping it that way. I have your number. Yes, thank you. John Wanoa, Monday, 30th of March 2015. That's the first page. That's the other page. Okay, right. Next page. The circumstances changed. New developments. That's what we're labeling. New developments or circumstantial evidence of something that has changed or about to change. Okay? So intentions to change until we're fully fully transferred of the title, and everything's in order of occupation, and the title of the lens, mortgage title, removed. I just want to mention the mortgage, why it's a fraud. Okay, why this mortgage is a fraud. It's because I've been a broker for mortgages for a long time, and normally the bank gets the lawyer to sign with you. So you've got one signature on it, and there's always the bank's signature. There's a signature missing on the contract. You can ask for the contract back. They won't give it. They won't give the contract back because it's got one signature and they've stuck somebody else's signature on so that they can get the money for themselves. Okay? There was no money there in the first place. They create an instrument so that they can spend money out of nothing, out of your signature. Okay? I'm just telling you why I'm taking this land. That's why. That's why you're supposed to have two signatures on it. Okay? They only get you to sign it. Even if when you and your wife, that's only one signature. There should have been the bank's signature lending the money. That's not there. They use the lawyer to make you sign. Right? Make you sign in front of him. Then they give it back to the bank. And then the bank puts something else on it. That's the instrument. That's the fraud. You can ask for it back, but they won't give it. That means you can take the property, and it's freehold. They've made it freehold. They've made that property freehold. Okay? Have you got that? Have you got? I'm telling you a true story because my mate Robert Wanoa is very good at investigating fraud. That's why I'm leaving him here on the block of land while I go to England and sort that one out. It's exactly the same. Exactly the same. Okay? That's why these pound notes are for. To go right over the top. While I'm thinking of it, before I forget, the TPPA or the TTIP bill, debtor invoice, is that pound note. 970 million trillion pounds is debted instrument against the Crown brackets, that's a corporation, and Vatican City, that's another one belonging to the popes, white pope, black pope, grey pope, maybe a red pope, yep, and Washington DC, private company, that's private companies, belong to the Queen, and City of London, belong to the Rothschild Bank, right? So we're getting that green pound note you see there with me and Jamie and Marie Stewart on it. That covers TTP and any fraud they do trying to take the Pacific when we've got the organic doctrines of discovery title on it. Okay, with the Moai statue. The Moai statue is the memorial to everything where it stands, and including the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so that's what that's for. That's our memorial. We've got a flag, the King's flag. Above the Queen's got nothing. We've got the mortgage on this flag. We've got the bank on this flag. Okay, we've got the bank on this flag. We've got the money on this flag to print money. This allows us to sail around the world in the 250 countries, free passage. Okay, so it gives us all that power. And I stick it up in Devonport and start operating our business as it was in 1830 to 1837, King William's Acts of Parliament. Okay, so that we got the legal right to do that. So that's what I was saying before, briefly about mortgages, about the fraud mortgage. That's just one part of several parts of fraud. I won't go into them. I've already been over there. So I'll just finish this off because it's a few pages. So we'll start again from here. John Wanoa Ngā Tuewa Aotea Limited is the property. Arrested that property, that company, that corporation. Arrested Cityworks Depot Limited was arrested by Ngā Atua Ewa Aotea Limited corporate. Okay, one corporate, two corporate company, and Moai Crown King William the fourth trust, as our trust was a creditor with that company I just said, and Maui Crown creditor, and Maui Powerhouse Group creditor, arrested the property of Cityworks Depot Limited at 1/61 Cook Street, Auckland Central, 1010 code, by invoice debts owed levy settlement of a commercial private contract by defaulted affidavit mortgage, fraud, land transfer, proceeds of crime. On the 26th of March 2015, Thursday, we entered the property on our patent land title, Chief's Rent. Legal authority reported to the Auckland Central Police Station on the day of 26th of March 2015. Okay, so that wraps up the fraud mortgage and the debtor, with the fraud and the creditor with the title, original native title of the land, and what I said about the Native Land Act 1867 7.6 section 17. The court was required to register names, like our names got left out on that title, on their lens title. This is British title I'm talking about, John Rogan, judge. Names of all the owners of a particular block of land, in this case 1/61 Cook Street, into their records. I'm being specific here. The court was charged with ascertaining their interests, our interests, on the lens title. Okay, so I'm just quoting off the native court at that time, 1867 onwards. Okay, 1867 onwards, that these titles supposed to have any interest of someone who can prove that they're the original owners, the organic owners. Okay, now we just proved beyond a doubt we're the owners. Why? I'm telling you, the police can understand why I've gone through a lot of trouble in the 6 years to tell everybody who has blocked ears. Okay, right. 2. We surveyed the land as being of the original Judge John Rogan, British Title Deed 339, as being our ownership certificate of the land laws of England, as applied to King William IV, Lord High Admiral. Lord High Admiral, surrogate King of England, John Wanoa. That's me. Okay? I am talking for the King. Okay? Today, I am talking for the King from now on. So, High Court of Admiralty, Constitution and Jurisdiction. Constitution, okay, this flag is 1835 Constitution that I'm going on, and jurisdiction. Okay, so that's a legacy of who I am. And the 1835 Declaration of Independence, and a proclamation that I made of the Captain William Cornwallis Simon, founder of Auckland Land Admiralty Mortgage Lands, over the lands from my Wanoa, Manukau and Rogan native land titles ownership. The landlord, founding doctrines of discovery, title absolute, chiefs native land. So there you go. I'm just saying this proves, with John Rogan marrying into the Wanoa Royal Native Tahitian family and the Manukau Royal Tahitian I don't know about, I'll let them talk for themselves. To the Manukau, the Rogans married Manukau. John Rogan married Manukau, Marae Manukau, Mohi Rokena, and Dick Rogan, Tika Rokena, married Oraiti Wanoa. Okay, so this is this, and this title that you can't get around. Okay, so that's what I'm telling the police. There is no way anybody's going to go to the court and try and fight that one. Just waste of time. That's why I say I don't go to the court, because they can't, no jurisdiction to go over that. Or Admiralty for that matter, federal. Okay, Admiralty. Can't go past this flag. So, okay, William Simons was the founder of Auckland, 1840. Okay, Admiralty mortgage liens over the lands from my Wanoa, Manukau and Rogan native land titles ownership. The landlord founding doctrines of discovery title absolute, chiefs native land free. Now on free now. I seized the property with no contest from the fraud mortgage landowner. On that day, when I left the office, I thought they'd follow me down and be standing there to defend their investment interests. No, it didn't turn up. I seized it after serving a second invoice debtors levy instrument of £1 note, King William for my Crown creditor's salvage of the proceeds of crime against James Pierce Brown in capitals. When his name is in capitals, he's a corporate in-person name. Okay, it's not a real person. But he's a director. And his partner, Simon Roundtree in capital letters, Roundtree, director, full and final settlement. So that's, once I put the bill in, that's what I put as assessed. Their part of that bill will not reach the figure that the invoice says. It's the other ones that are accessories to the fraud that makes up all the difference. The debt collectors and private investigators will go after everything connected to the fraud. That means the real estate companies, the banks, who else is there? Anyway, everyone, the iwi, Maori, who gave away the consent to the Crown to sell the Maori land, when it's native land, not Maori land. It's native. It says native on there. It doesn't say Maori. On this document, you won't find the word Maori. That's a creation of the Crown. Fraud. Okay, it's a fraud name. Okay, to do fraud X of Te Parliament. Okay, right. Brent Roundtree, capital, full and final settlement matters at an end cannot be challenged or entered into by third parties to this contract. So the contract there, it ends because they never came on site on the 26th of March 2015. They never came on the site to boot me off or trespass me. It's finished. It's finished. They can't go any further than that. That's why I'm going in today to change the locks, and that's the end of them. 4. We are entering once I take possession physically with the keys, that's when the bill stops. Okay, the invoice bill will stop when all the tenants are signed up. When all the tenants are signed up in a contract, or those who wanted to leave voluntarily leave. Okay, they're cut out of the deal. So I recommend they stay in. I recommend they just stay put, and they will get a better deal from us. Okay? 4. Oh, remember that the tenants, I'm on number 3, the tenants are being billed in invoice through Simon Roundtree and James Brown. It's their bill that you've been billed. Okay? So it wasn't your fault, but you had something to do with it if you was there to call and complain about me. Yes, that is the other part I have to consider in my deliberations of assessments of the situation when we sign contract. Okay, well, I've got all the contract papers ready to go today, and to come and see each of you tenants that got the contracts with City Works Depot Limited, Simon Brent Roundtree and and James Pierce Brown. Okay, so we'll no longer be collecting rent from you as of today. Okay, so the bank will be locking that up, and you'll be continuing on new agreements and conditions. The insurance, we'll look at that when you've got your own insurance, I guess, for the property, the fire and so forth, but we'll look at what you have and continue with that. The term of the lease, we'll decide that as a whole when I go over with my management. Okay, anything else you can ask me on today, and my managers will take over after that and deal with it. We'll be paying the rent straight into the ANZ Bank, as I sign you up, each one as I sign you up. Okay, so we are legally clear with the police on it being a fraud. All silent. The matter is closed to your tenants, and we continue on the new name of the business, the Maui King William Trust, on the front of the signs on the block, under new construction and management. Okay, under new construction and management, because we're going to go straight into the building. It may be or may not be their plan, but I don't think it's going to be their plan, because we're going straight down underneath, and it needs to be uniform all the way through. Okay, so the building will be roughly 2.2 to 2.5 billion. Okay, just to give you an idea, that's the sort of figures we've got. Projects down the east coast, at the East Cape, with the tidal energy project. There's 5 billion down there, with the airports, and with the airports and the Ranfurly Bank, tidal energy projects up to Kermadec, right up to Tonga. Okay, so we're into the 25 billion projects in there. We've been saying this for a long time. But the other projects in Scotland with the tidal energy project, we've got Kui, they say Kui, C-O-W-I, Kui, design engineers in Denmark. We're going there because they've got all the plans ready to design the tidal turbine bridge and the hydrogen jet fuel and rocket fuel manufactured from seawater. Okay, the tidal shifts flows. So that's all ready to go. We've got contracts pending for that, and in South Korea, Kui's over there with their all the big companies, Hyundai and Daewoo. I've got all that pending, ready to go. And because Kui's over there too, they've got the workshops there and the design engineers there, so we can go straight there and occupy the building, okay, and start building all the projects. Okay, right, that's it. We're just giving you an idea on the enormity of this project that's gone 250 countries straight away in the shares. You'll see that on our site, www.moai, M-O-A-I, Powerhouse, P-O-W-E-R, House, H-O-U-S-E, lowercase, .com, C-O-M, okay? Moai, www.moaipowerhouse.com. And there you'll see the shares. We'll be flicking those into life. And people, you don't need to buy a share. You just put your phone across the front of the TechPay, right, on our site, like that, and it'll take your number. Any phone, $5 phone, $2 phone, $1 phone, $3,000 phone. It'll pick the number up, and you're on. And you just ring us up on the number, and you're in. Once we get your number, you've got a claim to all this revenue we're salvaging. Okay? Just like that. No money. Free phone. And whatever. Okay? You can buy shares for £25 a share. That's it. And £10 a year subscription later. But we advance that because it spits out more than you deposit. Put it that way. That's the theory and the practical plan. 4. We are entering the buildings today, Monday, 30th of March 2015, to change the locks and take back possession of the land, ship, in legal Admiralty, ship, and its cargo, okay, which is the assets and the banks and everything that the directors own. And all its cargo, real property, forfeited to the Maui Crown. Maui Crown, not the Crown Corporation. This is a Maui Crown. Okay, he's got a hat on his head, the dirt hat on a Maui statue, buried deep in the ground, the East Island. That's marking his earth, and he's standing in London. Okay, the Maui is standing in London, the Maui is standing in Auckland in the museum, the Maui is standing in New York, Washington D.C., and he's standing in France and Belgium, right, and in Singapore. And in Chile, okay, he's standing. They're the real ones. That's the mana. That's our memorial. Goes with a flag. Goes with a king, myself as surrogate, King William IV. Makes up a mortgage land document of title over land. Okay, that's it wrapped up, and the documents to go with it. Okay, here we go. I've been through that. Debtors credit account on record. Right, now, I'll better read it again. 4, we are entering the building today, Monday, 30th March 2015, to change the locks and take back possession of the land, ship, all its cargo, the real property, forfeited to my Crown, King William IV Trust. That's the name on the front. As it is itemized on their corporate accounts. We are debting their accounts of their corporate companies. Okay? Now, there's 21 companies altogether in their business. Okay? All those 21 companies, I'll make a statement here, because I've got them all listed here. I'm not going to say them, but they're there. Okay? And some shared, there's 6 shared between them, and the rest are their own. Okay? So, I've done all my assessments of your accounts to come out with a figure short of the mark of the invoice. Short of the mark of the invoice. So that means I'm telling the people and the police they'll lose everything to make up the debt with everybody fitted into the invoice. That has to go to ANEX, which is the computer-generated invoice company that will recover it. Okay? It's stuck in Britain on record. And the land title is stuck in the government in UK, Britain. And the legal side is stuck in the High Court of Admiralty in London with Judge David Lindsay Mackey. And it's stuck in Scotland Yard with the Metropolitan Police in London. Okay? It's stuck in there with Bernard. Okay? Bernard. There's a detective there. Alright? Commissioner. Okay? Bernard. We'll get lost here. Right. King William Trust, as is itemized in their account, corporate accounts, levy, ANEX, to ANEX, that's the company, .com, British invoice record, keeping of levy debtors, creditors accounts on record. Okay. So that ties that up. For the police, we're seizing all their 21 businesses. The whole lot, the bank, the accounts, the lot. And they still owe more after that. So they have to get a job to pay it. Okay? That's why we don't put anybody, that's why we don't put the government out of business. Because we need the debtors. Okay? We could shut down the government with this block of land. Okay? Because of the fraud. They're in it right up to their neck. 5. The real property assets of James Brown, in capitals, and Simon Roundtree, in capitals, surname, are seized of in their entirety under the circumstances lodged in the Auckland Central Police Station with no right of re-entry into the private contract. Substantial evidence. I'm just giving substantial evidence. A follow-on effect that's already on record online. It's publicly notified. It's going on YouTube now to make my case in public as my witnesses. There's over 1.5 billion on Facebook, and there's more on YouTube and Twitter. I've got lots of people following on Twitter, up to 3,000 following, and Google. Okay, so we've got a lot of people around watching this one. And the British military is watching this, and the British government, the new one from the 7th of May 2015. They are watching this because why? It's because they want their tax out of it. They want their tax out of this lot. James Brown and Simon Roundtree. We didn't pick on you. You just fell into the trap of Doug Rickard Bell because it was a bargain. Buy. Buyers beware. That's what they said. The British said, buyers beware. When you go to the natives' land, we can't ensure that you'll be safe. It still applies on these lands because you don't have clear title. The government doesn't have clear title. They've only got a radical title that's going berserk. Okay? Sell it, slash and burn. Right. 5. The real property assets of James Brown and Simon Roundtree are seized of in their entirety under the circumstances lodged in the Auckland Police Station this morning, with no right of re-entry into the private contract, substantial evidence uncontested, with no counterclaim or response from them or their lawyers conveyancing instruments. Okay, so we got absolute silence on this one, with 4 notices. Okay, 4 times to respond. Not aware. 6. The mortgage of the land as security is removed of limbs because it is corrupted. It has corrupted our British UK government deed 339 title and every title of founding doctrines of discovery, title lien over these lands. Okay. 7. The owners did not file a complaint to the police in time we made our claim. 7. Circumstances on the top police report Monday 30th of March 2015. 7. John Wanoa, new developments. That's what it's supposed to be. New developments and circumstances. 7. The case is, I'm citing Tony Geldenhuys on what he's saying. I put these in so that he knows what I'm doing on that land, so it don't surprise anybody. The case is now closed as the information about the fraud named identified persons is public and a judge cannot get substance evidence now. It is revealed that the accused conveyance lawyers are fraudulent, and we stated to the police the mortgagors, James and Simon, can get their money back from their lawyers who in their non-response and legal performance stayed silent to our allegations they committed fraud on our land. Did commit the fraud. When you're accessory, you're committing fraud with the fraudster. They assisted with the police to cover it up so no one will see. That's what I'm saying. They were part of Doug Rickard Bell's first fraud case. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many titles are on top of each other, it'll always be the fraud at the bottom next to the native title. Okay, next to the native title. Okay, any other title is a alien title to that one. Okay, alien. Okay, where are we? Right, 8. We placed a bank instrument, British Land Certificate title, on this land as a financial security of investment. So now we have secured the property on the 26th of March 2015 by entering it, right, and physically entering it and surveying it. I've surveyed it on camera and identified the buildings and the names on them of the companies that are renting it. Okay, so that's the surveyor has the right under this Act, the Native Land Act 1867, to seize the property. Just on that Act. Okay, the Surveyor's Act. I've surveyed my land back. Okay, my chief's land back. That's it. That's technical terms here, Tony. That's another lesson for any construction lawyer or contract lawyer to see about that one. It all leads to there, okay, to that particular Act, that they're missing the name, the rightful name, not those Ngāti Whātua Ōrākei. They are not the owners of these lands. Okay. The certificate on this land as a financial security of investment instrument against the debtors levy corporate accounts. 9. We placed a bank instrument, British land title certificate on this land as a financial security of investment instrument against the land and the land improvements, the market value, to the ANZ Bank Queen Street on Monday 30th March 2015 with the keys to the building and signs of our corporate company as the owners, landlords. Okay, so that's what we are doing today. And so we go on to this one with the phone lines connected. The numbers as proof of claim. We are in possession of our real property, title, and British title instruments as security for an overdraft facility with tenants service the account. Okay, so that we're doing without a mortgage. Okay, no mortgage. We don't have to put the property up, but we're going to put it into the bank as a credibility. We got credit. Okay, we got credit. We're in credit. Because we're saying the land belongs to the people. Okay, it's not belong to me. It belongs to the people who join. Okay, just to let you know. It has a cooperative membership right around the world. Of all those members have a piece of the land. Okay, that's how this one works. Split right out. Okay, the tenants and assets property are our legal property to defray debts levy owed will satisfy their portion of the total bill owed against all accessories who are part of this crime. What I'm saying, I said before I forget, that their part in the fraud of Doug Rickard Bell back to when the first land owner was Jamie Peters. So the fraud started from the council into Jamie Peters, from Jamie Peters, foreclosed on, lost his land, went to Doug Rickard Bell at auction. That's where I was stopping it. Then I went from that to Doug Rickard Bell to you, James Brown, and Simon Roundtree. Okay, so it's still fraud all the way through, from the Queen down through the council, through the government, Queen to the government General sold the land. Right, the Governor General always sells the land. Okay, sells the land, donated lands, goes through to the council. The council sells it, on-sells it to Jamie Peters. Jamie Peters sells it to Doug Rickard Bell, fraudster, and he sells it to you two. Okay, that's the chain of events of this frauding this British title. Okay, it corrupted our British title, Okay, it corrupted our British titles severely. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. It did all of that. It did all of that. So you have to pay for that, unfortunately. 10. The tenants. I've been through that one. 10. 11. We prove beyond a doubt that the title is corrupted and is a fraud, and we are proficient in Admiralty mortgage fraud law, contract law, construction law, to substantiate our claim to be the true landowners over the memorials on the land, on the public record, YouTube, Facebook, admissible in the High Court of Admiralty in London as factual evidence, qualified as a native court assessor, that's who we are, author of this, and a historian, to justify, historian of the lands, to justify our legal authority, which is beyond what the lawyer and judges cannot challenge that. They cannot challenge that as being alien to get here from England and Europe on Admiralty title. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You would never get here without King William and his Admiralty title. My king cannot challenge my legal King William IV commercial contract. Pound notes, money, instruments, Acts of Parliaments, 1830 to 1837, King William Acts of Parliament, Westminster. While we are still in contract with them, we're still in a contract with them in the lower house of Parliament in Westminster. That's why I'm going there, put the flag up. With him in England, Britain, UK government, business partnership. We're still in partnership with the British government, not the Crown Corporation. That's nothing to do with the British government. And the military is there as our protectorate on this flag. Okay? Right, 12. We are now offering the tenants new agreements with an out clause to leave or stay on as new tenants. We have new commercial contract lease tenancy agreements extended to the new 115-story high-rise construction building. 12. Police report 30th of March 2015. 12. Under our own construction design plans and management estimated at 2.5 billion. Development project. 13. The debt collection notices were issued to salvage the ship and its cargoes, meaning that's in Admiralty terms. That's how you have to talk in mortgages. Okay, mortgages got their secret, bank secret. With our British, The debt collection notices 13. The debt collection notices were issued to salvage the ship and its cargo, meaning the assets of our corporation seized by our corporation Ngā Atua e Wā Aotea Limited, New Zealand registered company, with our British company private Maui Crown, Maui Powerhouse Group, and Maui King William IV Trust, shortened down to Maui King William Trust. 14. The Maui King William IV pound notes are our levy debtors instruments written as creditors levy note against the business corporate company's accounts. So we are building the accounts with that note. Okay. There in personam names James Piers Brown, and the Brown surname is in capitals. Simon Brent Roundtree, the name is in capitals. The surname. Go and have a look at the company's records. You'll see all the companies there with their names and how they've got so many companies. And their trust, Roundtree Trust Limited. Okay. And City Works Limited. Those are Tournament Parking Limited. Those are just some of the companies out of the 21 companies. We've got more than that in our business around the world. But I'm just saying, between these two apiece, they've got 21 companies, okay, altogether, that are shared and as well as owner operated as directors. Okay, so I'm going director against director. Okay, O, credit, debtor. And tournament parking accounts invoice to AYNAX.com, AYNAX.com, computer generated recovery of debts levy UK government. Something to Maui Crown Federal State Dual British UK Partnership Government as applied to Maui Crown Federal State Dual British UK Partnership Government. So we're in dual government with Britain at Devonport, England. When I put this flag up on King William IV Memorial in his William Yard, sovereign state. Okay, on his estate, he's Hanover, King of Hanover estate. So that's still there. The King of England has gone with the Queen, but our male line title and our contract remains. The Acts of Parliament remains as if it was 1830 to 1837. It's still now. Okay, they can't change our line of descent under the male line to Tahiti, male line. The old British title was male line, but the Queen changed it to female line, but not ours. He can't touch our contract with King William line straight down to us. Okay, that's for real. So we are still male dominant here in New Zealand under our own Royal Tahitian title and this flag. Okay, that's to stop people from selling land. The male line was there to stop alienation. The female line is the devil that's selling the land off, and natives lose their land. Okay, so we're going to reverse it back. All those indigenous people in the world watching this, this is how it's done. We're just going back and putting it back under the male line, where we have the right, according to these acts of Parliament, of a king. A king, just remember, king is everything. Okay, that's where everything came from. Right, 15. Please note, the British government tax is included in the invoice twice now on this land block. There are 2 bills gone out with the tax owing to the British government, not here, the British government. So everybody that comes in as members with us, they are under the British system of tax through King William on Devonport, not Westminster yet. I just must make that quite clear. We're not in Westminster until I go in Westminster. We're operating a King William High Court of Admiralty in Devonport on his land with his memorial and his courthouse. Okay, in Plymouth and Devonport. There's another place there. Sorry, I think it is. The 3 electorate areas. I'm going to be a candidate for those electorate areas. Those people in Devonport and Plymouth and Surrey, I think it is. Start with S anyway, Suffolk or Surrey. Surrey, I think it is. Yeah, so I'm going there to be a candidate for you people in the Moai King William party, because Matt Taylor's gone back to his SOS party. Okay, he might switch over yet and change it back again, because he was going under ours and being the leader. But I said, you carry on, keep yours going. Okay, we can coalition at some stage with us. Okay, right, where was I? So just making some clear statements here, who I am and what I'm doing and why I'm talking like this. I'm talking like a king because I'm acting the King of England as surrogate King William IV. Okay? So please note the British government tax is included in the invoice twice now on this land block. So we're collecting the tax of 20% in Devonport. It depends on how our court is set up and our government there. We're setting a new government separate from Westminster, and EU Parliament is running Westminster off its wheels, off its legs. It's trying to destroy it. So we're setting up the first King's Parliament government. Oh, we don't need a Parliament, we just need a government. Well, we'll sort that out when we get there, because we're going straight in as a government from a candidate from Wales, England, Ireland and Scotland. Go there, and we set it up there, then transfer it into Westminster if we need to, but we can run a separate state there. Okay, we'll run a separate state there. So please note the British government tax is included in the tax invoice twice now on this land block till the next 7 days due payment defaulted contract settlement of the debtors levy against our creditors levy account to this company. They also have a bill for their services to recover salvaged, seized and proceeds of crime as accessories assisting the fraud. Douglas Ricard Bell, levy debtor bill of 2.567 billion plus 20% tax. Okay, so he's got a bill too. Okay, he's got a first bill, you've got your bill. Police are aware of this debt owed, why we legally seized the property on a number of legal issues surrounding the mortgage fraud, where the mortgage instrument signatures is missing. The property owner's signature for their mortgage bank loan, we call up the contract, has only one signature on it as the fraud's committed on my chief land. So they're actually causing fraud, land transactions and transfers of land to make money fraudulently. Okay, so that's the part why we're seizing it today. We're seizing because we don't want any more corruption happening on our land, because they're only occupying the land. Okay, they're occupying our land. I'm here for our chiefs. 16. I shall erect the new owner signs over the City Works Depot Limited signs with the words new owners, management under construction, John Kahaki Wanoa, or just John Wanoa, phone number connected to the building as the new chief rent landlord. After I served this notice to Tony Geldenhuys, Auckland Central Police Station, marked, new information, change in circumstances, occupying the building's office, change the locks, phones, signs, and new tenancy rental agreements, the advertising billboards outside, we contact them to collect the revenue of that, and the parking meters, we seize the parking meters revenue of those meters and switch them over to us. Okay, so that's the revenue for the bank. Just telling this to the NZ Bank manager, Mohini, my relationship manager, senior, Mohini, Chan, come and see you. You watch the video. So I'm just giving you a account. I'm giving an account of our financial inventory. Okay, our financial inventory and I have my daughter. She's come out of university as a business administrator accounting. So she'll take over the business. Okay, so it'll be spot on. And Ashley President of Wanoa. Okay, and then we have Robert Wanoa. He's a engineer, builder, and native assessor. Also, he's a private prosecutor and marshal. Okay, that's wrapped up. He knows what to do, just as much as I do. So that's our crew, and also others that are in there, the pommies, who will be with us and pick up from there as being normal business. I've been in business for over 30 years, self-employed. Just to let you know, I know what I'm doing in real estate, building. I built that university on the corner of Merrill Drive. All the main builders in there, and the construction of the concrete steel, and Mansell contract. Okay, and also the building opposite the Sky Tower, the high-rise 13-story building there. That one. Okay, this is one of the contractors in there. Okay, so that's me. We're just another high-rise is no different to construct. And also the tidal energy turbines. I've designed all those myself, and also the platforms in the sea. And you'll see all the projects at Rangitukia with the big buildings that's going up, and also the airports. The international airports there at the Marangaro Seaport top block. I'm setting something on Facebook on their site. Te Tumu Paidoa, married trustees. I'm putting out a notice today to you, a letter to my representative down there at Rangitukia, Tamati Reid. He's the chief there of a new marae going up on his block of land, his private block of land, as the authority straight to Britain. To me over there from that marae on our land blocks. And I'm across on the other side. I'm a shareholder on the other side of the Haho 7B. That's on the extreme tip of the mouth of the Waipu River, where all that erosion is. We're going to do all that up. So we're going to spend a few billion in the Marangaro C12 block, the Lotton Point Motel. We're seizing that and settling that out with Clawson. They've got no choice after this one. This is the title. This is the title to the whole country. Okay, so I'm putting a levy right over the whole country after this, after Cook Street, because that's the title to the whole of Potikirua, Ki Waipu, boundary area of Uetaha and Rongomaitapui chiefs. Okay, that's it. That's it. Whatever I say goes down there. All right, just better pull the horns in, Clawson's, and Ducky's lot, because these are the titles. They're not the ones you've got. Okay, those ones will be removed the same as here, so it's no different. I'm just telling you before I get there. This week, coming this week, and we're going to have a meeting with the Hahu 7B trustees. I'm afraid I can't get to the Marangaro C12 block. Meeting on the 1st in Ruatoria. So, Joy and Tamati Reid will be there as my proxy to hand over the documents. That we're taking the whole land and using the whole thing. We're using the whole land of C12 block for international airport, for aquafarms, because it's all boggy over there. It's no good for putting houses in the middle of that paddock. Because the first tidal wave will come straight in there and sink the whole lot, because it's just only 1.5 meters above sea level, and just one big wave will go right through the whole place and make it into an island. It'll gouge it out, actually, because it's all soft. So we won't be putting any houses in there. There'll be cabins around in the hills. There'll be no big hotels. There'll be no big hotels, because that's a spiritual place. We're going to keep the setting into the Te Pito. That's our ancestors' Maui point of Te Pito. There is the birth of New Zealand, on the eastern tip, straight to Rapa Nui. From Mokanui, on my land block, is the Maori, down to that Te Pito, from Marangaro Marae, over the Marangaro land blocks. So we're going to put a Marangaro marae there because they got Aotearoa and they change our name. And my Matauru Wanoa built the damn thing and they changed the name. Okay? And so we're going to put the Marangaro, shift it to the C-top block and to Haha up there, in there, between there. And Desmond Wanoa will carve that hole out. Okay? That's our business. The way we're going to do it because we have the finance to do it. Okay? The whole thing, one block, stock and barrel. So I put these on Facebook, the plan project that was there in 2007 when we were supposed to put the aqua farms up, but the trust, Victor Goldsmith wanted the plans. The trustees wanted the plans. My plans. I'm not going to give them the plans. They're still holding on to them. I didn't do anything on that block until I got the finance. Now I've got the finance. I've got this block. That's a 2.5 billion build of 115 stories. And so just to give you an idea, I mean what I'm saying. After all this time, the skeptics are giving me a hard time everywhere, saying, "Oh, believe it when I say it." Anyway, we have achieved that point in time only because we have titles down there from this Rogan title. Okay, the Rogan, Tika Rogan on B3 block. Tika Rogan married Oraiti Wanoa on the B3 block. So there you go. It's a Rogan title. You can forget about the Australian lens titles. There. Okay? And the shares. And the shares. We've got to issue new shares for that block of land. Te Tumu Pairoa. We have an interest, like I was saying. I quoted this piece that said the names of any native, not Maori. It doesn't say Maori anywhere in here. That's your title that says Maori. This says native. Okay? It says native. So, we're going to issue new shares on that block of land. Seize it. Just the same as I seized this one. Just to let you know, whatever you're going to do on there, we just need to put it in the High Court of Admiralty in London. That's the end of it. So, I want to have a meeting one day. But at that meeting, you're looking for the shareholders, owners. I've got my son, Richard. He'll be taking over those blocks of land down there, and Desmond Wanoa. Okay, so they're going to be listening what I say, and dishing out the funding for whatever. Put things together for the people. Okay, we're going to do it this way instead of sitting, lying, rotting, and eroding the whole place out with the government. And you iwi Maoris didn't do anything with our land. Look at the Haho 7B. There's 15 hectares wiped out of the land block. Gone because of the hills falling and the trees. Those wretched pine trees are going to get demolished off the land and put back into proper natives. Okay? That's your side of ruining this whole place out. Okay? I'm going to bill you Te Tumu Pairoa, an invoice the same as I'm doing here for all the damage that your business has caused those lands from any complaints coming from the hapu. What I do is hapu, not iwi. All hapu and native hapu. Okay? So all those people at the East Coast, it's hapu, once again, under this flag. I know all you people down there, not all of you follow this. Tough. That's where the law comes from, with the military. So the military will be coming into Rangitukia. Okay? Just like how I'm saying. It takes a long time to put these things together. And it's daylight now, so it's been a long time talking. I'm just at the end of this now, so notice the tenants to sign the new lease agreement 17. Notice tenants to sign the new lease and commercial contract tenancy agreements, or 1 week to leave the site. An invoice attached to James Brown and Simon Roundtree, debtors, levy, bill account. Continue on the present rental agreement, charges, insurances, etc. So the insurance will go over there. 18, last one. Very last one. The NZ Bank Overseas Investment Manager will be on site with me and my management team to develop this land. Bank Moai Crown King William £4 notes as debtors instruments today. Okay, so that's the end of it. that's the end of everything today, and we've got some bright daylight now from when it was dark, and that's how long I've been talking. But I just want to make myself clear that we are in motion. We are now full blown operating on their land block. We are now operating here in this office, this registered office of Ngā Atua Ewa Aotea Limited, to shift to there, our business from here, and the office from here to there, and we'll be staying here in this block. We'll be investigating all these land along here. Right, that's why I'm here. I'm here in this building because I'm investigating all these properties along here, and every single property to see where they got their title from. Okay, so that's crucial to what they come up with, how they got it, and who did they get the authority from and their sovereignty from to do it. See, so we're going to be stringent on our law. So these documents go to Tony Geldenhuys soon. I'll just get my stuff ready for the bank, and we're on our way to we won't be going back to Simon Roundtree and James Brown anymore. We'll just build them through the email, or just post it to their address, or just go up to the office and flick it in the door, because we don't want to go inside and upset them anymore, because they've got enough of an upset about their bill at the moment to worry about. Okay, so they should have thought about that. They should have taken me seriously and not underestimated me. Okay, so that's all for now. Thank you very much, people. And don't forget, this here is the title on Cook Street. It is full in its depth of substantial evidence right through it, and it is a title. This is the title. The bank has got it. They have got extracts of the title here, so we form our own title in any way we want. There's the debtor's notice, pound note for Doug Rickard Bell, and also the admiralty of a pedal in their Supreme Court as against the seal of a king, the seal and the sovereignty, British monarch sovereign flag of a proper admiral. Right, this is the flag of a proper admiral. Okay, and all the rest of the hallmarks of what the titles are that I've got. Okay, over their assumed alien radical titles. Okay, thank you, John Wanoa, Auckland, New Zealand, here in this long little clip on video. And to Tony Geldenhuys, thank you for assisting me onto the block legally and proper manner of community, so that we don't make a fuss in public, and they all know they're watching. And so and to the people who are supporting me online, there's a whole mass of people that have been beside me. Thank you very much to those well-wishers that support us to this end. Onto the next which is the next big hurdle is Westminster, to salvage and save Britain with this flag. This is my next job. After this block of land, I'll go to England and save it from the EU Parliament and government and the Queen sitting in there pulling it to pieces. We're going to go after with this flag, we're going after the gold. There's over 1 million tons of gold that the Queen has taken, the HSBC Bank. I'll be investigating that with the Scotland Yard and Gordon Bowden. I'll be meeting Gordon Bowden and John Patterson when I get to England. And most of it I've spoken to George Lees on Skype, but he's on a different path, but nevertheless he's making people accountable, which I appreciate, and that can be brought into court too. We're setting up a court there, George Lees, and you can bring it into Devonport. That is the highest authority in the world, court there, not in London, but as such, but the Admiralty Court. I'm talking about the mortgage Admiralty, of court martial law and martial law is there under this flag. Okay, the martial law will be stripped from the Queen, the Vatican, and Obama. They won't be able to use this flag or King William's authority of Admiralty anymore when we raise it in Devonport on his statue memorial with the King, with the Moai memorial. Okay, so we'll have that court set in place. I'll be going into the court in Plymouth where the judge is, and I'll sit on the other side as the King's bench, and he's got the Queen's bench. That's how it's going to be on his King of Hanover estate land that I'm seizing with this flag. Okay, so just to let you know, you people, that's what's going to happen. And to all my staff, thank you for your support with me all the way through. And Jamie will be coming up tomorrow as soon as I get in the office today. So she'll be coming up and carrying on the office with Ashley. And Ashley's prepared to go in there. She'll believe it when she sees it. She's always said to me, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, bless her soul. She's allowed to say that. Skeptics, all right. Nothing wrong with that until things change. The circumstances change. Then it's a different story. But we're not worrying about old times. We're moving on. We're going to boost the economy. It'll be good for Auckland with the tourist trade from here down to East Coast and into the Kermadec Trench and around the world in 250 countries under this flag. Okay, we're taking this country straight around the world on this flag through King William as a separate sovereign state government on that block of land. 1/61 Cook Street is now a complete sovereign monarch federal state government of its own, autonomy, self-governed, straight to Devonport, England, on King William's land. Okay, so we've got our own government separate from Westminster at the moment. We can't go and put things in there because I'm not there. If I was there, it'd be a different story. But Matt Taylor put the flag there. You'll see the videos of him putting this flag there at Westminster, and they shoved their nose up to it. And then he went to Buckingham Palace and did the same thing. They got their nose shoved up against their nose with it. So when I go there, it's going up. Okay, it's going up because it belongs there. It belongs here. It belongs around the world. The Commonwealth of the world is this flag. We're going. Jamie and I wants to be the ambassadors in the 250 countries around the world, and particularly the Pacific Islands, will be the 5th state behind Wales, Ireland, Scotland, England. 4 states plus 1. The Pacific, Moai Pacific, is the state, the biggest land in the sea in the world. It's bigger than Scotland and Britain altogether. So you see, it's got a lot of resources in there. Plenty of resources. So don't forget that. Don't forget when I come to Devonport, Nicola Sturgeon, first Prime Minister of Scotland, you're doing a good job. I like what you're doing, but you got Iron Fist there. But to be straight and honest, and Alex Salmon, I said to him in the first place to get rid of the House of Lords. They're just a waste of money. You'll save all that money. They'll pay for all this austerity thing. That'll cancel all that bill out, and adjust a few stupid things. And the Triton, that's another one. So, but I'm concerned you guys come over. When I'm in, I'm hoping to be in, Devonport on about the 7th of April. Bit late, but we're going to spring straight into the campaign mode. And for Devonport, we're only concerned not winning. We only want to set up. If we've got more candidates and the budget goes out into the 260 electorates, then we'll fund that to spring that into life, which may happen. But I'm concerned with just getting me here being in the Commonwealth in New Zealand. The rule states that I can be a candidate in Devonport, which will suit me just fine. I want to have a battle with you lot, because it's no different to here. These little puppies over here are just playing around 3 years at a time, and because they don't own the place. That's why they have little jabs here and there. And I'm going to be something for life, not your minister and the next minute gone, and the policeman, next minute you're talking to them, next minute the bank manager's gone. That's how they do it. They don't stay fixed like a moa in one place looking at you. They don't stay looking at you. They're gone. Right? They fly. That's how aliens work. They come, do their business like a seagull, then go. Okay? I'm just being funny here. I'm allowed to be funny with my new haircut. Anyway, enough's enough. I just wanted to get on with it now and get going. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. It's beautiful out there. Look at the weather. I just want to show you. Look at that. Look at the day. Look. How's that for you? Right? This is as clear as clear. There's Sky Towers over there. Around the corner. Can't see it. But I'm just showing you just the atmosphere. We're going up on the 115 stories up. It'll be higher than that Sky Tower. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So, see you later, alligators. And be nice to each other. Okay? Bye. I'll sing you a song one day, like Elvis. I'll get my guitar and Tamati Reed at Rangitokia. This is to you, mate. Get your guitars and your drums ready, because I'm ready to rumble and sing. I'll sing my heart out, mate. And you play your guitar and your drum and guitar. You've got all the music instruments there, and that's how I sing. Thank you. Bye. See ya. Smile for the camera. Lights. Action. Cameras.